Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we have our 4th edition of Rank the Tank, and in this one we are featuring tier 9 tank destroyers. So as always we will rank these from 3rd to 1st, and with no further ado, our 3rd tank is going to be the Conway. So we are on live oaks here. We're platooned up with lateral mass, and just to run over the equipment that we go on this, so we have optics, camo net and gun rammer. We've got born leader, rapid reload, 6 cents, steady aim, rapid aim, snapshot, camouflage expertise and muffled shot. I should probably add that we would take out rapid aim here and add something else. Again, I've not really updated my crews, so that's a bit of a weird mashup one. And also we've probably put the last perk in as a camouflage perk. The Conway it's an awkward one. I mean, I do like the Conway, I must admit. The gun is it's ridiculously good. It's very fast reloading. You do actually have 2 choices of guns. So you've got the large caliber gun, which dishes out around 600, 650 alpha per shot, or you've got the 120, which is what I've equipped here, which the reload time is a lot less, and you're sort of dealing probably 400, 450 a shot. So you've got a choice of guns. You got small, you've got large. It's preference as to what one you take. Now, I should advise on this video, this was a game from last week where players were experiencing a lot of logging in issues. So we do have a bit of a bot lobby here. So I do apologise, but these are situations I can't control. This is not me bot farming or farming for marks or nonsense like that. This was a lunchtime game. And just unfortunately it was just on the days where we just encountered bot lobby just because of the lack of players because of logging in issues. So there is a bit of bot farming here. Unfortunately, I don't really like playing sort of the bot games or featuring them on the channel, but for Rank the Tank, this is more about sort of discussing the tank as opposed to the gameplay. And just sort of reiterating the Conway. It's fantastic gun, but it does have its limitations. You can see the size of it; it's absolutely huge. It can make it awkward. Its camo isn't great because of the size of it, but that's why I sort of say you should try and improve the camo as much as possible. And it just has a bit of a random, I would say a bit of a random awkward playstyle, because you can't quite play it like a TD, although on live oaks here I have been sort of playing it in the sort of in the standard tank destroyer position, which most people play here when they are playing a tank destroyer. But the reason being is because obviously I've got this massive ridge that I can just sort of get into cover with. Like I say, because of its huge profile, you don't want to sort of be at the back trying to play it like a traditional TD where you're sort of using camo to your strengths, because it's not that sort of TD. Like I say, because of the size of it, you really need to sort of pick your places where pick your places on the map where to play it, and make sure that you have got cover, because chances are you are going to get spotted. So you want to make sure that you can sort of get into cover, stay safe, because the armor as well is not great on this tank. It doesn't have any armor really as such, so it can easily get penned. Yes, the gun mantlet, you can get some lucky bounces when you're sort of possibly getting back off a ridge, and you're sort of angled. If you're gunman that's sort of your turret sort of angled up a little bit, you can get some lucky bounces. But again, it's a tank that I just would not rely on its armor at all. You know, you will get obliterated if you sort of just stay or stay exposed for so long or overpeak quite a lot. But there we go. So yeah, I do like the Conway. It is a weird tank that I get on with, but like I say, I've ranked it 3 because I just think it does require a certain amount of skill to make it work. It's not, I wouldn't say it was a new player friendly sort of tank destroyer, and it is a bit of a weird transition as well, because you go from playing the Charioteer, which has got fantastic camo, to this where it hasn't got fantastic camo, if that makes sense. So both tanks are sort of different play styles, I guess, in some respects. So yeah, I don't really know how else I can explain how to play this tank better, other than just try not to don't be out in the open, and make sure you've got cover, and just sort of play as a support tank, I guess, is probably the best way to describe it. Stick with sort of tanks that have got armor that you can sort of potentially shield, sort of hide behind. That's the best way I can explain it, guys, to be fair. So enough of me waffling on about the tank and sort of why I put it in number 3. I think I've sort of covered all bases. We're going to sort of go into the game now, where we've sort of, had our runners sort of shooting at a couple of bots. There has been some players that we've sort of focused on in this game. We've got rid of the FE that was in front here that was lighting us up. Now we know the Stritz is over in the left hand side, and that's going to be a bit of a problem because that Stritz is going to outspot us all day long. So again, I'm making the most of this cover. I've stayed in this position pretty much all game, and it has paid off. Obviously, we've had a lot going to the town, which we managed to get shots off on, and it's been, it's played out all right. Now the scores are quite level, so it's a tight game here, and it's us and it's myself, Mass, and another tank destroyer that's at the back there. He's sort of getting hit by this Panzerjäger. This Panzerjäger now starts making a move out, so I was trying to get a shot. Another limitation with the Conway is it has terrible gun elevation. It has good gun depression, but not gun elevation. It's absolutely awful. But we get a lovely shot through the buildings there. That was a peach of a shot. Now the Stritz has decided to push up. And at this point I decide, you know what, I'm going to load HE. Because I know I can just sort of HE the guy and kill him. Probably could have with Hesh, to be fair, it would have been fine, but I didn't want to run any risks. We aim the shot there, and we get the shot in to pick up our 6th kill, confirming the top gun. Now I'm keeping the HE loaded, and I'm going to go after artillery and weaving in and out. Basically, I am playing light tank here. Artillery gets a very lucky shot onto us. But doesn't pen, just splashes us, so we're quite fortunate in there. If we penned, we probably would have been dead. And we're going to make our way over to find the artillery. Also, once we found the artillery, we know we've got Mass in the back there playing the GWE Tiger, who can get some shots in. We spotted up artillery already. He gets hit by one of our artillery. We're trying to feather the shot in there if we can, but unfortunately it's just not poking up enough for us to get a shot on. However, our equaliser does take him out. So now it just leaves the remaining artillery piece, and we're going to see if we can find Isla Lorraine. So obviously it's quite a fast tank, so it could be anywhere. And lo and behold, he's right near our base, so he's pushed all the way up there. We're going to go back now and help Mass out to take this guy out and bring an end to the replay. So yeah, we put the Conway at number 3, just like I say, because of its all play style. I do think it's a good tank. I do enjoy playing the Conway, but I certainly, yeah, I don't think it's up there with the best. To be fair, it's good, but yeah, I think there are better, definitely more user-friendly tanks than the Conway. So there we go. Mass takes out the enemy artillery there, and yeah, we get victory on that game. We come top of the board with 6.8k, 6 kills. Credit to Mass as well, he's putting in some big amount of damage there, and his artillery coming in 3rd place. And yeah, we pick up the Ace medal, the Brothers in Arms, the High Caliber medal, and obviously the Top Gun. So yeah, that concludes the Conway, and we are now going to move on to our second tank, which is the Foch. So yeah, the Foch is more of a traditional TD as such, and we run events, camo net, and advanced gun lane drive. Obviously this is an auto loader, so you can't run the reload equipment on it, but we have got Born Leader, rapid reload, 6 sense, camouflage expertise, steady aim, silent driving, muffled shot, situational awareness, and green thumb. So we've maxed out our camo perks on this, which is what we want to do. We want to maximise the camo rating as much as we can. Like I say, it's more of a traditional TD where you can sort of camp at the back and farm, and it is an auto loader. So yeah, it's a bit different to a single shot. Obviously it's turretless TDs, so you know, you do have to move the hull around, you know, which I guess for newer players it can be a bit of a weird experience if they've never used turretless TDs before. But then again, saying that, this whole line is it's turretless TDs. So if you've ground out the line, you'd be used to that by now, so you sort of know how to use this. Now, good thing about the Foch is it does actually have quite a quick reload time. The interclip isn't too bad either. The penetration values are, as you know, they're not great, but to be expected with an auto loader. We get a shot into that tier 10 that's poking there, get 2 shots in, and then we get the 3rd into that KV4 that's behind him. So yeah, I put this as number 2 because I just think it is it is a decent TD. I think again, you know, the Conway was good, and you could put these two possibly quite close together in terms of you know, how decent they are. But for me, in my opinion, I've just sort of rated the Foch a little bit better. Like I say, you can it's a little bit more friendly in terms of you can play it at the back, and you've got a bit more camo to play with. And that clip is very devastating when it's, you know, when you're able to use it to its full effect. You know, you can clip out tier 8s, and you know, sometimes even tier 9s if you're lucky. And yeah, it's just a good TD in my personal opinion. And as we're sort of demonstrating here, we can sort of get some shots off. We did get fired there. We get a lucky bounce. The Foch it's a bizarre one because it does has a little bit of armor, but at the same time it's got that top bar on top of the tank, which is a weak spot, and it's quite prominent, so it's very easy to get penned. But like I say, you can get some lucky bounces if people don't aim and they just sort of hit the front of the tank. Unless it's sort of high penetration or high alpha TDs, you will get some lucky bounces. The side and the rear are obviously terrible, and they will get penned easily. The roof as well is quite weak, so artillery will, you know, that will hit hard if it does sort of get a full pen on you. We're on Corelli here, and you can see we're sort of playing the usual TD experience here, which is at the back. We've got this object 705A that's side scraping that corner. And at this point, I thought, you know what, I can't, you know, nothing else is being lit there, so I'm just going to sort of move away from that position. Kind of sort of done everything I can there. So I'm going to go over to the middle here, and I'm going to see what I can, you know, do and see if there's any shots at the back that I can possibly get off into sort of their cap. There's a lot of TDs. Obviously, I'm playing TDs at the moment as well because of the Czechoslovakian tank destroyer op that's on at the moment for the Shrek, the Czechoslovakian TD. It is a bit of a nightmare for the matchmaking. We've caught his diamond back out in the open, and you can see there we just, you know, we just dumped our clip into that guy. 3 shells out of 4. And we're back on reload. We see this Waffle here. I'm doubtful that I'm going to be able to get any shots into that guy. I think he'll get absolutely annihilated. However, we do see this Jagdtiger here, and I'm nearly off my reload. We think we can get some shots in. There we go. You get one in. Can we get a second? We can. We get it into his track wheel. Going to get a third in. And can we get a fourth? Yep, we can. And there we go. We've just unloaded a whole clip into a Jagdtiger, pushing up to 4.3k damage there. We've got 1 kill. And again, back on reload. And you know, you don't feel like you're on reload for too long. Particularly when you can sort of activate your food as well, you can sort of get that reload down even more. And in that time, it sort of gives you the, you know, time to sort of relocate. The thing I like about autoloaders is you have that time to actually start, you know, looking at your surroundings, looking at the minimap, and being able to plan your next play. Not, you know, you should be doing that anyway, but yeah, with fast firing single shot tanks, you can get a bit caught out in the moment. Just sort of, you know, you're sort of rattling away, and then, you know, you're not sort of paying attention. You can get caught out. As autoloaders, it forces you to, you know, it just gives you that time to start looking around and seeing what else you can do. So we've just taken out tank destroyer to the back there. However, we're going to get some shots into this Jaegeru. Again, another beautiful feature of the autoloader is being able to just perma-track tanks, and that's all we've done. We just focused on that Jaegeru. It's a dangerous tank. We weren't too worried about the VK that was obviously looking at us. We just wanted to get that Jaeger out because we knew that guy was going to be dangerous and he was turning his attention to us. So, you know, we just tracked him in place and let our team just farm him. You know, we farmed, our team farmed from the other side, and it was a perfect sort of situation, really. Now we're going to go into the enemy Foch here. Going to try and see if we can pick up some more damage, maybe get a 3rd kill. Going to turn around here, trying to turn around, and we get the 3rd kill there, and we pick up the win. So decent game in the Foch there, and we come top of the board there. We pick up 3 kills. 5.8k damage with 2.7k assist. I think a lot of that was tracking assist. Only the first class, which I was a little bit surprised at, but you know, this tank, it's, you know, you can rack up a lot of kills, a lot of damage. So, you know, a lot of people are probably putting in some big scoring games with a lot of kills there. So maybe a couple more kills probably would have done that. Anyway, on to our first tank, which is the Mini Waffle. This is one of the best tier 9 tank destroyers in my book. It's phenomenal, and as you can see, we can run camo net, optics, and gun rammer there with Born Leader, rapid reload, 6th sense, snapshot, silent driving, camouflage expertise, green thumb, situational awareness, and steady aim on the perks. So why I've ranked this as number 1, because it's a traditional tank destroyer. It has pretty much everything. Obviously there are a couple of limitations. The armor, for one, you don't have any armor at all. Also, the gun can be a bit, well, the gun depression, I should note, you don't get any really over the front. You rely on hanging this tank, hanging the gun over the side and over the back to get your gun depression. Its mobility isn't too bad. It's quicker than the Borsig, which is obviously good. The Borsig is very slow. Once you get sort of caught out in the Borsig, it's kind of game over. Yes, it can be the same in the Waffle. Just, I think, depends. If you're caught out in the open, yeah, it's going to be game over. I think sometimes though, when you're sort of hanging the gun over the side, if you're sort of near a rock or anything like that, you would usually use the rock as cover to get back in. But yeah, it's, what can I say with the Waffle? I just honestly, I just think it's a very, very good tank destroyer. Its reload time isn't too bad, but you're sort of generally doing 500 to 550 alpha per shot. The accuracy is ridiculously good. For the alpha you're putting out, I think the accuracy, like, look at that, just the aim time is really good. You can just get shots off quite decent. The turret traverse is a bit slow, so yeah, if you're sort of getting circled by a light tank, you do have to swing the hull around as well. But I pulled off some ridiculously good snapshots while sort of being circled, so you can make it work. And anyway, so we're on Dukla Pass here. Again, apologies. This was a morning game. Not that early, but yeah, sort of round about 8:30. For some reason, we're again in a little bit of a bot lobby. I don't know why. Again, sort of, it's very rare to sort of get bot lobbies at sort of 8:30 in the morning. Usually there's enough players on to fill up a server, particularly when you're sort of playing higher tiers. So yeah, apologies again. There are sort of a few bots in this game that we are, getting shots on. We get a lucky fire on that KB4 there, tank destroyer, that we managed to take out. But again, for the purposes of rank the tank, it's it's more about sort of talking about the tank rather than the gameplay as such. And yeah, it's just sort of showcasing how good this TD is, what you can do with it, and basically my opinions as to why I sort of ranked it as the top out of these three. Like I say, it is one of the strongest. It's definitely a favourite. It's quite popular among a lot of players at tier 9. And yeah, it's just I've always got on well with it. It's always been a go-to tank of mine, and I've always thoroughly enjoyed it. And you see there the mobility I'm talking about. You can sort of, it's not that much of a slouch. Not that much of a slouch. And to be fair, maybe you could sort of, I wouldn't really, but if you really wanted to, you could sort of drop one of the camo perks, I guess, for off-road driving. I wouldn't bother really, personally. I think you're better off just going for the full camo setup, because you want to be playing this tank to its absolute maximum strength, which is its camo. You can sort of sit behind bushes, and similar to the Borsig, you can just absolutely farm whatever tanks you see. And like I say, you really put the damage in as well at 500 to 550 a shot. It really has that potential. So we come round to this corner here. We're sort of seeing that our two heavies is sort of getting pushed by tanks on this flank. So we're just going to sort of set up in position here to get shots on whatever comes this way. There's a T-30 here, which we've got to be careful, because that is again a hard hitting tank destroyer. Also, that Italian TD, not T30. I don't know where I got T30 from. But this Italian tank destroyer sort of tried pushing our heavy tank. He's quite focused with that guy, so we've got some shots in. Luckily our IS-3 takes him out. Artillery is focusing on us though, which is a bit of a problem, because if artillery hits us, it's really going to hurt. Again, we have absolutely zero armour. That's a poor shot there into that medium that just crossed. We are going to get hurt if we get hit by artillery. Also as well, usually because the engine deck's at the front, if artillery hits it, we usually set the engine deck on fire as well, which also causes a bit of an issue for us. Now we're running away here because we can see the Type 59 is now in chase. We haven't been lit, so we've been quite lucky there, but we're trying to get out as quickly as possible. I think artillery does actually get a hit on him, which is good. We're just running back to artillery now, and also the tank destroyer that is covering our base, because we're going to try and I want to try and get this Type 59 into a position where our friendly TD and artillery can get shots onto him. We're going to hide behind this building. He's come round. I've kind of accepted my fate. He's fine HE though, and we do swing that gun round. We get a shot into him. I'm saying about how bad the turret traverse is, but like I say, when you swing the hull round as well, you can just you can just swing the gun round so much quicker. Like most things, if you get encircled or you want to get the gun round quickly, swing the hull round as well, and that gun will certainly come round all that quicker. And we got rid of the Type 59 there. Now we're going to get into a position where we can try and finish off the remaining 3 tanks. We've had a decent game. We've sort of pulled out 6.8k, 355 assists. Yes, a couple of were bots, I appreciate that. So it doesn't fully reflect the true score. But, we have put some punish on the actual players that were sort of on the enemy team as well. That's one thing. If I'm ever in a sort of bot lobby, I do try and focus on the actual players themselves, because, bots are just bots. It's the players that actually have the skill to be able to get shots onto you. But, this is a bot here, so this is going to be sort of quite light work. And there we go. We get the finish in there, picking up our 2nd kill, and we get the win for the game. So we picked up just under 7.6k damage there, only 2 kills, 755 assistance there, pick up the ace tanker, the high caliber medal, and not sort of a bad result, but I'd say dismiss it because it is a bot lobby. So again, apologies that I've sort of used it, but like I say, for the sake of Rank the Tank, it was talking more about the actual tank than the gameplay. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts, what you think. All these 3, do you sort of agree? Do you think the Foch or the Conway are better? Like I say, discuss. Let me know your thoughts. But until next time, guys, I will see you then.